What's going on, WWE fans? You're watching The Ring Report, where the wrestling never stops. Subscribe, hit the bell, and let's break it down. Roman Reigns has been more than a performer to millions. He is a cultural symbol in sports entertainment whose presence changed the rhythm of a generation. From his first steps onto the big stage to the decades of painstaking work behind every promo and every physical exchange, Reigns represents the kind of dedication and reinvention rare in any field. This piece isn't about rumors or spectacle. It's an attempt to capture, in clear human terms, what he has meant to fans, colleagues, and the industry. The charisma, the contradictions, the leadership, and the lessons that can be drawn from a career, lived at the center of an unforgiving spotlight. The man behind the persona. Beneath the tribal chief persona is an athlete who has navigated the dizzying balance of performance and personhood, of celebrity and private life. Fans may chant a character's lines, but the man who answers the calls backstage has always been the one who shows up for the people who matter, family, friends, and the roster he has mentored. His work ethic is not a marketing line, but a measured practice. Early mornings, late nights, and a focus on conditioning and craft that younger stars often cite as the template they want to emulate. Off-camera, Reigns has been known to offer straightforward advice, a steady presence, and an uncommon seriousness about responsibility that has quietly shaped locker room culture for the better. The performer. Power, psychology, and presence. Roman's in-ring style has always combined raw physical power with a careful sense of psychology. The signature moments he created didn't rely solely on spectacle, but on pacing and storytelling, the art of making every move count toward an emotion in the crowd. Whether finishing a long title reign or savoring a simple exchange that made an audience hold its breath, Reigns mastered the rare skill of being both imposing and human, both mythic and relatable. And that duality is what turned matches into moments and moments into memories. Leadership and mentorship. Leadership in wrestling is often about tone as much as direction, and Reigns has set a tone of professionalism and accountability that many younger performers have described as crucial in their development. He has used his platform to elevate others in practical ways, offering ring time, speaking on behalf of colleagues, or showing the younger stars how to take care of their bodies and their careers. That kind of leadership is not always flashy, but it is felt in locker rooms where culture can easily sway toward ego. Reigns' steady demeanor helped encourage collaboration at a time when the emotional and physical demands of the business are higher than ever. The global reach and fan connection. Few modern wrestlers can claim the kind of global resonance Reigns has achieved. From packed arenas to viral clips and heartfelt social media reactions, his reach extends across cultures and time zones, because his character taps into universal themes: strength, protection of family, resilience, and because fans see in him both the hero and the laborer who earned his place. The relationship between wrestler and crowd is a sacred exchange, and Reigns has repeatedly demonstrated an intuitive sense for listening to that crowd and repaying it, whether through a hard-fought main event match or a simple unguarded moment that becomes a shared memory. The toll of performance. There is a human price to being constantly in the eye of the storm, the physical wear, the constant travel, the pressure to maintain a character that sometimes asks performers to embody extremes of emotion and risk. Reigns, like others who have reached the highest echelons of this business, has spoken in interviews about sacrifice, about the balancing act between ambition and sustainability. The industry itself must reckon with these costs: better medical protocols, improved mental health support, and honest conversations about the lifespan of certain styles. And his career can be a lens through which those reforms are considered. Pivotal moments and career milestones. From headline WrestleMania nights to the quieter moments of mentorship backstage, Reigns' career is punctuated by moments that will be replayed for as long as wrestling is discussed. Long title runs that defined eras, promos that cut through the noise, and matches that changed not just showlines, but perceptions of what main events could be. Those milestones are not simply trophies in a case. They are evidence of a performer who learned, adapted, and pushed until the craft demanded more of him and received it. The locker room reaction. Brotherhood and bonds. In a profession built on showmanship, the real bonds are forged outside the camera's glare, in late-night conversations, shared travel days, and the mutual understanding that each of them carries a fragile human being under the costume and muscle. Reigns' relationships within the locker room have often been described as familial, not because of marketing, but because of the everyday acts of support and counsel that forge real fraternity. That bond, more than any storyline, is the quiet testament to his impact as a person, not just as a performer. The conversation about safety and accountability. Whenever high-risk sequences are discussed, entire industries stop to reassess. Training, match planning, and on-the-spot medical readiness become non-negotiable. Reigns' era forced these conversations front and center because so much of modern wrestling's spectacle involves pushing physical limits. The long-term health of performers must be prioritized alongside the show. Improving standards and fostering cultures where safety is respected are responsibilities the industry can and should embrace. Legacy and what remains. Legacy in wrestling is never static. It's living, debated, and reshaped by every new performer who walks through the curtain. What Reigns leaves, whether in belts, records, or in the less tangible currency of influence, is a model of a modern main eventer who combined athleticism with storytelling, authority with mentorship. For fans and colleagues alike, his contributions will be remembered in highlight reels and in how younger performers choose to carry themselves in the ring and away from it. Closing reflection. To honor a figure like Roman Reigns is not to canonize every moment of a career or to ignore the complexity of life in the glare of fame. It is to recognize the labor, the relationships, and the human choices behind the persona. The true tribute is practical as well as poetic. To celebrate the craft he helped sustain, to look after the people who make the show possible, and to carry forward reforms that protect performers' health and dignity. The end of any chapter in wrestling is an invitation not only to mourn or to cheer, but to learn. And that ultimately is the most lasting mark anyone can leave.